Hello dear students, welcome to the another video tutorial of mammalian histology. In that we have started with the third chapter, that is histological study of the organs. Okay, so in that we are completing today for the skin. Okay, and the last remaining part in the skin was the integumentary derivatives of the mammals, or there will be the integumentary derivatives. That means this the supporting roles to provide the um, well developed that particular thing into the system. Okay, and that particular that skin system is going to nourished, or the going to highlighten by and supported by these derivatives. Okay, so the first thing will be the glands of the skin. Okay, in that the large variety of epidermal gland is present in the skin of the mammals. Okay, so these glands are tubular and alveolar in the nature. Okay, and are always the multicellular glands. Okay, so as you can see in the picture, the sky blue color thing is the sweat gland. Okay, and sweat gland of the mammals are apocrine in the nature, that it secretes the apocrine secretions, and that secretions are nothing but the sweat. Okay, so these are producing the sweat, and the sweat glands also known as the sudorific gland, that sudorific glands. Okay, so these are the long and coiled tubular glands, as you can see in picture, the bluish one. Okay, so this lower part of the gland lies embedded in the dermis region. Okay, hence we have seen the epidermis, dermis, and the hypodermis regions of the skin. So these glands, their tubular structure lies into the dermis region. Okay, and the upper part is constituted by the duct, and which opens to the outside through a pore. Okay, and the distribution of the sweat gland in the different mammal is not uniform. That means the distribution of the sweat glands in all the mammals is not uniform, that they are simply located into the dermis. Okay, and their variations should be present in the various mammals, as well as the numbers of the sweat glands that are not uniform into the all the mammals. Okay, so in case of man, the sweat glands are more numerous on the palms, sole, and the armpits. Okay, so the the where the less number of the sweat glands present into the skin, where it is directly going to get to contact with the outermost environment. But what happens if you have the well thermoregulatory mechanism, and you are living into the temperate zones? So at that time, your thermoregulatory mechanism is going to play an important role to maintain your body temperature, as well as you maintain the metabolism and secretions of the nitrogenous waste into the outer environment by means of the this sweats. Okay, so what happened, as you can see in the picture, the sweat pores are secreting the sweats into the outermost environment. Okay, you can see the sweat glands is going to attach with the hair follicles, and that pore is having the common pore with the hair shaft is going to attach with the hair root, and as well as the sweat pores also. And you can see the separate sweat glands which are having the separate duct. Okay, and these are the main compositions, as you can see in the mammals. Okay, so the second gland will be the sebaceous gland. Okay, as you can see, the around the hair shaft, okay, that at the dermis region, sorry, at that dermis region you can see the various parts of the that known as the sebaceous glands, okay. So these sebaceous glands are alveolar in nature and are generally associated with the hairs, okay, and that are having the pores, and that are but they occurs in the hairless parts of the body, okay, that is around the genitals organs and tip of the nose, okay, and border of lips, and the they are having the independent origin, okay, but at the rest of the body, that at the rest of the body organ is named as the skin, they are found with the hair shafts, okay. And as you can see in the picture, I have bracketed into the that sebaceous gland location, okay. So in generally that is lies in the dermis region, okay, and that are the with the hairs, okay, and that are located with the hairs, and the secretion of the gland is known as the sebum, okay, and it is oily in nature and helps in the keep the body oily, okay. So that are keeping the body oily, that means the keeping the skin's oily cells, okay. So the third main gland is the mammary gland, okay, and the mammary gland or the milk producing glands are found in all mammals, okay. So the mammary glands are built on the same general plan through the variation occurs, okay. So it having in the male as well as the female also, but what happens in the male, that mammary glands are not well developed, okay. So hence the production of milk in the females, so they are nourishing their uh, young ones, so that production of milk occurs in the female mammals, okay. So the each gland is made up of the number of lobules, as you can see the I have um, highlighted in the red color that the lobes of the mammary gland, okay. So as you can see in the mammary gland, that fat deposited into the that lobule structure, okay. As you can see, the separate ducts of the each lobe are going to connect with the uh, duct, and that that junctions are known as the areola, and that areola opens into the that oozing uh, separate uh, uh, duct that are sucked by the child, okay. So the small ducts embed or the emerging from the each lobule consists of the number of the alveoli, and which contain the secretory cells, okay, and that secretory cells are nothing but the lobes of the mammary gland which are producing the milk, okay. And the small duct emerging from the alveoli granularly covers or the converge to form a large duct, okay, and that large ducts open into the as a suction occurs by the that small child, and that milk is going to ooze out into the mouth of that child, okay. So the second main part of the integumentary derivatives, okay, so it is the hair, okay. So the during the development, the small thickening of the epidermal possesses down into the dermis, okay, and that structure of here you can see in this picture, okay. You can see the hair shaft, okay. It contains the three main layers, that are the medulla, cortex and cuticle. We are going to see in detail in next slides, okay. So as you can see, the arrector pili muscles that are going to connect the hair shaft to the epidermis region, okay, that are also providing the structural support as well as the having and some importance into the metabolic reactions also. So as you can see, the sebaceous glands and inner root sheath. Okay, so the outer root sheath, you can see the hair matrix, you can see, and the dermal papillae, that is the root hair. Okay, and as you can see from the inner side, that from skin to the outerwards environment, that is the hairs are visible, that are known as the hair shaft. Okay, and from the skin to the root hair, that is all the development of the root, development of the hair, known as the hair root. Okay, so as you can see in the next slide, that each hair has two main parts. Okay, the first one will be the hair shaft. Okay, and the second one will be the hair follicle. Okay, the hair shaft is the visible part of the hair structure, which is the visible one. Okay, and the hair follicle, the hidden part in the scalp that grows the shaft. Okay, the hair shaft is a central part you see in the skin surface. Okay, the keratin, that protein, is a crucial component of the hair shaft. Okay, as mentioned above, the backdown of the amino acids. Okay, the backdown of the amino acids forms the keratin. Okay, and note that the hair shaft is non-living structure, and is why you don't feel the pain when you are cut the when you have the haircut. Okay, and the hair shaft is composed of the three part. Okay, we are going to see now the hair shaft in detail. Okay, the hair shaft is comprises of the three parts, that are the medulla, cortex, and the cuticle. Okay, the first one will be the medulla, and in the medulla, it is a honeycomb like core and contains the sugars and the amino acids as the main components of the medulla. Okay, the second one will be the cortex, and that cortex, it is the layer of a hard keratin that present into the around the medulla surface. Okay, so the third will be the cuticle, and it is the protective layer that covers that hair. Okay, and it has numerous overlapping scales of keratin. Okay, and also the cuticle is a cortex contain the melanin, that is the pigment cells. Okay, and that determines your hair color. Okay, that melanin cells, which type of melanin you are possessing in your uh, gene, that going to express, and that the production of the melanin, which type of the melanin is going to produce, that decides your hair color. Okay, as you can see, the some foreigners are having the natural reddish hairs. Okay, or the white hairs. Okay, and yeah, some having the black hair colors. Okay, so as you can see the structure of a hair. Okay, so as you can see in the surface, that will be the, you can see the at your left. Okay, the diagram showing you the sebaceous glands. Okay, next will be the erector pili muscles that are going to having the importance to erect your hairs during the when you feel the cold. Okay, and when the excitements are going to shown. Okay, that hairs are going to erect. Okay, so that erect hairs are commonly known as the goosebumps. Okay, so that goosebumps are given by means of these erector pili muscles. Okay, so as you can see the connective tissue sheath at the root hair plexus. Okay, and this will be the at your right at the middle, the transverse section of the hair follicle. Okay, so the hair structure, that medulla core, and the hair contains the flexible soft keratins. Okay, so the cortex contains thick layer of the hard keratin, which gives the hair with the stiffness. Okay, the cuticle is thin and very tough. to having the contains the keratin. As you can see, the follicle structure into the TS of the hair, that will be the internal root sheath surrounds the hair root and the deeper portions that having the hair shaft. Okay, as you can see, it having the fifth layers. Okay, and the external root sheath extends into the form of the skin surfaces that having the hair matrix. Okay, so as you can see, the glassy membranes that is thickened and clear over the comprises of the specialized basal laminas. Okay, and the cortex having the connective tissue sheath into the surrounding of the hair follicle. Okay, so as you can see, the second main structure will be the hair root structure with the second will after the shaft cells. Okay, the first main part will be the hair bulb. Okay, and the hair bulb is the head of the hair follicle that dives the cell make the into the hair shaft. Okay, so in a growth cycle rest into the part of the hair follicle that plays a vital role into the hair growth. And the anatomy of the hair bulb includes the components like matrix, the dermal papillae. Okay, and the dermal papillae makes the hair bulb base and the contains a massive vascular networks into the provides nutrients as well as the nourishments. Okay, and although the main friction of the dermal papillae, that is blood supply, and it also receives the signals from the hormones and they regulate the hair growth. Okay, so the second main part will be the sebaceous glands are having the into the hair root. Okay, so the sebaceous glands having the sebaceous gland produce the sebum. As I said earlier, we have discussed the sebaceous glands having the secretions of the oily structures, having maintaining the your skin nourish having the uh, oily structure oil. Okay, and if it having the substance that having to your moisturize your skin. Okay, so the third part will be the root sheath, and it is the protein structure that contains the protects and hair follicles. Okay, and the fourth part will be the arrector pili muscles that are going to erect pili muscles that attach to the follicles, and that it case hair straighten and the end when these muscles contracts that are having the goosebumps during the when you are going to feel the cold. Okay, so as you can see in this picture, the three part, that medulla cortex and cuticle of the hair, as you can see at the upper side of this picture. Okay, as you can see, the arrector pili muscles having the connections with the hair shaft with um, the arrector pili muscles by means of the erection of that hairs are going to happen. And as you can see, the sebaceous glands are sharing the duct. Okay, and production of the sebum are created by means of these sebaceous glands. Okay, to provide the moisturization for your skin. Okay, and as you can see at the bulb, you can see the matrix, that papilla of the hair, and you can see the for the oxygen supply for these erector pili muscles, you are going to see some blood vessels as well as the blood venules and their arterioles. Okay, so we are going to stop here and we will meet in the next session to have with the next part. Okay, so the next appendages will be the nails. So these are the horny plate formed by the dead skin, that keratinized cells which are produced by the nail matrix. Okay, the nail is embedded um, the groove epidermis, that is the skin rest on the nail blade. Okay, and that nail bed which is a malpighian layer of the skin. Okay, nail grows from the nail matrix which is having with the nail consist of these edges. Okay, and the vascular tissues. Okay, so nail is mainly generally thickened, and stratum lucidum is the layer of the skin that nails from the protective covering from the distal phages or the phalanges of the fingers and the toes. Okay, So we are going to stop here and we will meet in the next session with the new organ, that will be the tooth. Okay.